Hi, everyone. Welcome to Cinco de Mayo Day, the 5th of May, 2021, with the Starch Lady and friends. We are excited to be here. It is a sunny day, but I have a hint. This is Texas. I'm not going to hold my breath because yesterday it was a sunny day and I was like removing clothes and trying to wear sandals. And the next thing I know, we hear hail, golf ball hail hitting our house and windows, and it's still sunny outside. So I love sunshine rain, but that was just weird. So anyways, how's everything going with you guys? We got Gina and Samantha today. Hopefully some others will join us, but if not, we are a party of 3 musketeers. So how's it going for you, Gina?
It's going okay.
Good. How was your week as far as food goes? I want to hear about your groats story. You've been eating groats like crazy.
I was until about 2 days ago. I ran out.
You ate them all. Okay. We were talking before we started. I have issues when I eat whole grains like that, like groats or some other, what's another one that I've tried? Groats is mostly the one that I've done whole like that, but I can only eat them like once. It's just like too much for my body to handle. And I get kind of a crampy, uncomfortable feeling. It has a good payoff in the end, but it takes a while for it to get through my system. So how have you been holding up with that? You've been doing okay?
I don't really know. I don't know that that's what's going on, but I do have some tummy troubles right now.
Okay.
So we'll see if it gets better. Like I said, it's been 2 days since I had any groats.
Okay.
I've just been having rice and potatoes mainly.
Okay.
I did have some beans last night, but
You had beans last night?
yeah, usually I'm not that bothered by those things. So
We'll see. So I have trouble with beans as well. Beans and lentils are also a slow digestion for me as well, as far as like from slow to eating to elimination, I guess you could say. But just kind of watch it. Make sure you stay hydrated, even though you've cooked the beans and stuff. Oh my goodness, my phone is going crazy over there. And I can't take that one right now, so I'm going to have to call her back. But okay, anything else news-wise this week? Anything else new and exciting in the world of nutrition and health for you? Anything you've read or watched or viewed that really sparked your interest?
I started reading The Cheese Trap by Dr. Barnard.
Wow. So do tell, do tell.
I'm around page 60. It's pretty good so far. Cheese was the hardest thing for me to break away from. And I understand better why now. The addictive properties, similar to some narcotics. So I'm learning a lot.
So that stretchy mozzarella cheese sauce that you've been doing has been a game changer at my house, made out of the cauliflower. So that's going to be my saving grace, because cheese is a hard one. It really is. And if you're saying that the book's talking about addictive properties, I can really believe that, because I have several clients that like they would rather die than they say, oh, I'd rather die than give up my cheese. And it's like, yeah, be careful what you wish for. But, I had that video slide that I showed you last week of the red glass of milk oozing over the top because of the amount of blood puzzles that they allow to stay in milk, and how that is going to get into your dairy products, your yogurt and your ice cream and your cheese and things like that. And the bacteria alone, there was like, what was it, 7 million bacteria in a glass, no, 7 million bacteria in a patty of butter. Just a little tiny square patty of butter is 7 million bacteria. And milk, I want to say, was higher. I'm not going off memory now, but I remember the butter part. And ice cream was like 225 million bacteria. And then I showed that slide and it had the red blood looking milk flowing over the top about the blood and the pus and the hormones and everything else that's in dairy. And that should be enough to put the brakes on all of us, because it's like, I think I told you one time about that client that came to me and she'd met her husband online and they'd been married a year and she'd gained 100 pounds in her first year of marriage and was just beside herself and just didn't know what happened when she went to Texas and gained 100 pounds being married. And we couldn't figure it out and couldn't figure it out, couldn't figure it out. And then somehow in conversation, I asked her, how she met her husband and so forth, and what does he do? Well, he was a cattle rancher here in Texas. And my light bulb turned on and I said, so you raise cattle for processing? Yes. Do you give them steroids? Yes. Do you give them hormones? Yes. So it was a normal cattle ranch. It wasn't anything organic or grass-fed. It was just a typical cattle ranch. And I said, and I'm assuming that you eat the stock that you're raising. And she says, yes. And I said, with all those steroids, with all those hormones. And her light bulb turned on at that moment. She says, I'm turning into a heifer. So yeah, it's pretty. There's a documentary that I saw one time on Netflix called Cowspiracy, and that will just, I don't know. And it's so stupid that I will still sometimes be tempted by cheese and blue cheese in particular. And that's like not only dairy, but it's rotted dairy, like cottage cheese and stuff like that. It's been fermented. So it's even more bacteria because it's had to have all that rotten bacteria to break down and become Roquefort cheese with a little blue mold junk in there. So, but it tastes so good. So then my son came back from the store the other day and he said that the brand new HEB by our house, the grocery store, has an entire section with like 5 different brands or flavors of like feta cheeses that are different flavors, but they're all plant-based. And so I haven't gone there to look, but I'm assuming it's going to be too high in fat. But I will, if it's not, I will be posting it for you and shipping it to you if you need me to. So, but wouldn't that be amazing if there was a compliant, blue cheese? But I did have somebody say the other day that they do, it's kind of like when we make curry out of potato. And I love curry, but the coconut oil was coconut cream was too high in fat. But by taking a cooked potato, a little bit of water or unsweetened, plant-based milk, and putting the curry powder in there, it makes a rockin' curry sauce, and it's thick and creamy and delicious, but it's just got the curry flavoring added to the potato and blended. So who knew? So whatever we can do to get away from that flavor addiction kind of thing, it's going to take some practice. I'm thinking of my next adventure is trying to make a scramble out of cauliflower. We've turned cauliflower into taco meat lately. We've turned cauliflower into hamburger meat lately, just by cooking it with the seasoning like you would regular taco meat, but it's just the grated cauliflower. So I'm thinking I might be able to turn that into kind of a cheesy type thing somehow if we play with it a little bit with some seasonings or something. So anyways, hopefully we'll see. All right, Samantha, what's going on in your neck of the woods besides your game? Where'd you get those cards? Tell us about that.
That was it was at Marshall's. I go do laundry at a laundromat once a week with somebody from church, so that I can take her to do her laundry, and it's an ordeal doing laundry with her. It's a one load of laundry, and it takes her about 4.5 hours
for one load.
Yes. So
I'd bring her to my house and let her sit on the couch while she did it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I love her, but no. So I go down to the dollar store and I go down to Marshall's and, all of that. And yeah, so it was it was just there, and it was $1. So I was like, oh, let me just get this. And it's just, it's $1. So why not?
So you said everything on the left was vegan, everything on the right was not, and I think you had that backwards.
Oh.
No? So, because normally jelly has gelatin in it, and gelatin is usually made from horse's hoofs, like glue. So.
Hold on. I'll get the cards. Be right back.
Because I think there was jelly and jam and something else. And it's like vegans, true vegans will not touch anything with gelatin in it because it's literally made out of horse's hoofs that have been boiled down to this glue substance like Elmer's. They do have vegan marshmallows. Regular marshmallows a vegan won't even touch because of the gelatin that's in them. But there are some vegan marshmallows, and they're adorable, from tapioca.
Okay. So, beer, not vegan.
What would be in it? Does it say?
Some beers. Yeah, it does. It says on the back everything.
So what's in beer that's not vegan? Because I know they have wheat, usually wheat, rye, and barley for alcohol.
This is so gross. But some beers, especially British brewed beers, use isinglass in the brewing process. This is used as a fining or thinning agent to make beer look clearer, brighter, and more appealing to drinkers. Made from fish bladders, isinglass isn't friendly for the vegan drinker.
Wow. Okay, I want you to do that for all of them because that's fascinating information. Keep going. Next.
Diet Pepsi is, Diet Pepsi, not vegan.
Really? Do tell.
Diet Pepsi is of the only soft drinks that is not vegan, according to PepsiCo. Apparently, the fizzy beverage contains ingredients that are not suitable for people following a vegan diet. However, the poor man's Coca-Cola is a suitable substitute, is suitable for vegetarians. So
the Diet Coke has what in it?
It doesn't, Diet Pepsi. It's only
Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi.
I've heard for a long time that Pepsi uses aborted fetal tissue in their flavoring.
What?
Yes.
What? Well, then that's what this is. I mean, it's saying the fizzy beverage contains ingredients that are not suitable for people following a vegan diet. So it doesn't say, so yeah.
What would be the purpose? Ooh, I need a flavor to make this taste better. I'm going to go down to Planned Parenthood and steal some, fetal tissue.
They use like beaver anal glands to make a raspberry flavor if you use artificial raspberry.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some sick stuff out there.
Yeah. Oh, I just threw up in my mouth. Okay.
Me too. That's good.
So it says that Diet Coke was the alternative, although we don't want to drink fizzy anyways. I've told you before, if I haven't, I'll repeat myself, but whenever you drink a fizzy beverage, it slows your digestion by a good 5 to 7 hours. So having a soda with a meal is a bad idea because it's going to just shut down your digestion to a point that food's going to be still sitting there now fermenting by the time you add another meal to it. So not fun. Okay, next, I'm writing these down because I'm going to put these in the notes and make people watch this video because that's freaky weird. Okay.
Bagel, not vegan. Many breads, bagels, and pizza contain a L-cysteine.
Hey, spell it.
L-cysteine. see that in a lot of the things I drink and eat.
I've seen that a lot. What is it? What's it from?
An amino acid, most commonly synthesized from, oh gosh, from, I did not read this before. Oh my gosh, I'm going to throw up. From human hair, as well as duck feathers, cow.
Ah, human hair, duck feathers, anything else?
Cow horns and pig bristles. Pig and duck pizza, anyone?
I'm
Oh,
speechless. OMG. I am OMG. You didn't read these?
I didn't. I was just like,
Oh
not
my,
vegan, huh?
oh my goodness. You've seen that word before. L-cysteine, L-cysteine. OMG. Oh my goodness. Amino acid from human hair, duck feathers, cow horns, pig bristles. What the heck? Okay, I just threw up in my mouth. Oh my goodness. Good thing I'm gluten intolerant, but I bet it's probably in the gluten-free ones too. I am going to so read and look for that word from now on. And we're going to put it on the website. That's the word right there. You see it? Oh my word. Okay, next. Dare I say.
Okay. Vegetable soup.
No.
Not vegan.
No.
Probably a processed canned version like Campbell's, you know? That's why you got to make stuff yourself. So you know what's in it.
So, so are they counting cow poop that got in the pasture where the carrots were plucked? I mean, do tell.
Some varieties of vegetable soup use animal stock in their production. Don't be fooled by vegetable in the name, and always check the label for ingredients to stay one step ahead of the evil meat pushing man.
So they're basically referencing then it's the like the chicken stock or beef stock that they're putting in with the vegetable soup. So you would have to make sure that it was that's so funny because I've actually laughed at the vegetable soup that I buy. And in fact, I think the one from McDougal that comes in the box actually says vegan on it. And I laugh. It's vegetable soup, people. Why would it not be vegan? But that could explain it. They have to use a vegetable stock in order to do that. But yes, Gina is correct. Make it yourself. It's not that hard. You take the leftovers, you throw them in the pot, and you cook it. So,
Yeah. That's
okay.
basically what I'm getting ready to eat is what you just said. Okay. And the last one on that side was figs.
Figs are not vegan.
Figs, Rosemary.
I
Figs
go all the time. My tree is right out there. There is not an animal except birds sitting in my tree. So what is not vegan about figs?
It's insects.
Not vegan. Figs are a sweet, sticky fruit, which are a perfect cake topper or cure for constipation. Yay. However, wasps can die when laying their eggs inside of them. The figs then digest the wasp into protein required for growth.
Yep, I've heard that before.
Oops.
I think I'm going to try to keep the vomit. Do you know how many figs we eat right off the tree? But I have learned a trick. Because I have been victim, there's the word. I was going to say guilty, but it's not my fault. I was a victim of biting and realizing that I was getting half of something in there like a worm. And so I always take them from the top and I split them in half and I look at them closely before I eat them. But you're telling me that the fig is like a Venus fly trap, and
Yes.
it is consuming. And I have hornets living. In fact, the beekeeper just moved. I don't like him to kill things, but he moved a hornet's nest for me here just recently. That is
Yeah,
right.
basically, if it has grown, it has only grown because it had digested that wasp.
You telling me my
Otherwise-
fig tree is a Venus fly trap for wasps?
Yeah.
And that worm was larvae.
Okay, so I saw something really gross this week. I got sent a video of somebody who they were in a house and they had not taken out the trash, and so many maggots had hatched. That's fish egg or fly eggs, right? There were so many maggots that it looked like a swarm was crawling across the floor. Like, I'm talking hundreds of maggots crawling across the floor. That's a long time not taking out the trash, or a lot of flies, or all of the above. So, oh my gosh. And I'm sitting there looking at my fig tree going, I can't wait. But right now I'm enjoying my fig tree because it's like my big window. I don't even close the curtains because it's like living in an atrium, because there are literally hundreds of birds that come in and out of my patio and sit in my fig tree. But you know what I do like to do with fig leaves? I posted about this, not in this group, but I think it was about a year ago on Facebook, that the fig leaves are actually good to eat. So that's like free food. And it has they're kind of a rough fuzzy. So I like to wash them really good and then cut them in little strips and cook them in like a little water saute or something. But their flavor, the flavor of a fig leaf is a cross between coconut and vanilla combined. It is a really delicious flavor. And just by cutting it in little strips and lightly cooking it or adding it to salads, it made such an incredible thing. I couldn't wait for my tree to bloom this year. And I was out there with the first little leaves, pinching them off, little baby ones, you know. So maybe I'll stick to the leaves and not the fruit, but we get buckets and buckets. We have this big red bowl that's like this big, and we fill that up like every 2 to 3 days. And I have figs for months in my freezer because we couldn't eat them all. And I froze them whole. Maybe I should have cut them in half, you know. Okay, next. Any others that you want to start with?
Those were the ones that were not vegan.
So beer, Diet Pepsi, bagels, vegetable soup, and figs. Would not have seen that coming in a million years. What was the other ones on the other side? What did they say about those foods?
Cracker Jacks.
Thank goodness. No, just kidding.
They contain popcorn, peanuts with sugar and soybean oils.
And a prize. That's what you get. And Cracker Jacks.
That's good. French fries, of course, we know. French
Oil.
Well, but they're vegan. Just for
if they're using most French fries you get in a restaurant, however, are going to have remnants of chicken and beef and whatever else that they deep fried.
Yeah. The preserves.
And they're not counting that. They're using pectin instead of gelatin.
Perfect on toast, in porridge, and in cake. Preserve is life. And many brands, including Hartley's and Smucker's, use pectin, a gelling agent extracted from plants, rather than gelatin. Always to remember to always check the label, vegan friends. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Next.
Sweet and sour sauce is a combination of agave syrup and vinegar, so it's suitable for vegans. However, some brands and indeed restaurants use honey and anchovy for flavoring. So always check your ingredients. So yeah, you go to a restaurant, it's not going to be vegan and it's going to be honey. So
in a restaurant, it might be honey and anchovy.
yeah.
Okay.
And then, oh yeah, the chicken fajita kit.
How? Isn't it chicken?
The kit.
Oh, the
So,
kit.
although these kits are designed to be used with chicken, the seasoning, salsa, and wraps are vegan and are delicious with a mushroom, tomato, and bell pepper filling. So throw in some vegan tequila and you've got yourself a party. Woo!
Awesome. Awesome.
And mustard. Oh, I think we're done with what I had done.
Okay.
Or had I
All
done
right.
mustard?
So Carolyn, you came in late, so we're going to give you the short cliff notes on Samantha's little notification today. She had some flashcards of what was vegan, what was not vegan. And she said yesterday on the post that everything on the left was vegan or not vegan and everything on the right was. And I thought she had it backwards and she didn't. So beer contains fish bladders. It's a filter they use to filter to make it a clearer looking beer. They use fish bladders. Diet Pepsi has been known to contain aborted fetal tissue. Why? I have no idea. Bagels contain a word called L-cysteine, which is L-cysteine, which is an amino acid from, wait for it, human hair, duck feathers, cow horns, and pig bristles. Oh boy. Veggie soup is quite often made with chicken or beef or pork stock, not vegetable stock, so you got to read the label. And figs, this one blew my mind. Figs, the fruit that grows in my backyard for years now, is like a Venus fly trap that attracts, its sticky fruit attracts wasps, and the wasps die, and the fig consumes them. And you're telling me on that card, Samantha, that it's that process that causes the fig to grow?
Yeah.
I just got sick in my mouth. Okay. And then she says that most sweet and sours are considered vegan, but sometimes in a restaurant, they will enhance it with honey and anchovies for flavoring. So, yeah, that was fun. Not. All right. Caroline, what you got?
Well, last night I made hash browns. So that's what I'm having with my green beans and carrots and my preload soup, of course. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of excited. Yeah, I mentioned on one of my posts that my daughter's eating healthy now. So
that is awesome. I'm so excited for that. And as I mentioned in one of the replies, she is at the perfect age to incorporate this kind of healthy eating because she's old enough to hang out in the kitchen. She's old enough to go hang out with you at the grocery store, help out. But the more you can involve children of all ages in the process, they literally take ownership of it. I had one family, they had 3 young children, and they couldn't get them to eat anything but chicken nuggets and pizza. And whose fault was that, by the way? Okay, whose fault was the moms? Those kids were not old enough to go to the grocery store and whip out the debit card and pay for that food. The mom brought that crap home, and then she wanted me to fix it. And so I'm here, I volunteer, I'll help fix it, but got her planting just a simple little box garden, just a little bucket on her back porch, and got the kids growing little things like lettuce and tomatoes and strawberries, I think was one that they did too. And those kids had their own bucket of responsibility, and they treated it like their own babies. And they were so proud to see the little sprouts pop up, and they were so proud to see the little blossoms. And they were so proud to watch them change colors, and so proud to pick them, and so proud to serve them. They wanted everybody in the family to try their bucket of produce because they had taken ownership of it and were so proud of it. So you're at a great opportunity for her to to develop that. And if anybody's going to have an influence on dad, it's going to be her cute little face handing him a plate of goodness.
How old is your daughter?
She's 11.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been good. I asked her when I got home from work yesterday, because I knew how much oatmeal was left in the container in the fridge, and there didn't look like much was missing. And I asked her, did you have any of this? She said, oh, I just had fruit. So, I mean, I was like, well, you're going to be hungry, soon after. So you're going to have to eat some of that too.
Yeah. Teaching kids at this age to eat until they're satiated or, full, teach them how to do like Tiffany wants me to eat until I'm 80%. How do I know it's 80%? I don't know if I'm full until I'm full. You know what I mean? But it's like your body does have signs. They has like little trigger signs where like a deep sigh, something as simple as, you're eating along, you're chewing, and then all of a sudden you find yourself taking a deeper breath and just sighing. Maybe that's the cue that I'm looking for. So I'm trying to pay more attention to that and just kind of, step away from that a little bit and not eat as much. But I don't like being hungry, but I also, worse, I hate being full. I hate that I can't move. What did I just do? Feeling. So my scale is not moving this week because they're pretty sure that I have a torn meniscus. That's why I'm hobbling around. And I don't have my cane over here. So I'm going to make a real nonsense out of myself. Y'all talk for a minute because I got to go get my phone over there to find out who won our contest this week. So hang tight. I've got 2 contests this week. Hold on. Don't laugh at me, okay?
We didn't get to see you.
No laughing. Well, you're going to see me as I'm like hopping like a rabbit. So this is a loose shirt, but look, it's getting thinner.
Woo! Yay.
My knee is just dying here.
Did she say meat?
Did I say what?
Meat?
Meat? No. My knee.
Oh, your knee.
My knee is just, oh my gosh. So they think the inside of my knee has a torn meniscus. So they've ordered a MRI. I'm not thrilled about that because they put all that nasty dye in you. But if I don't tell them, if they don't know for sure what it is, and they're going to put me in physical therapy, they could be making it worse if we don't know exactly what they're working with. So let's see. I have not seen Beth. She's been taking care of grandkids a lot lately. Let's see. All right, so there's one contest that I put on there. If you recall, it was for my box of produce, okay? And 11 people responded, guessing how much it costs. If you remember from the photos, I had an entire case of bananas. Do you know how many bunches of bananas are in a case? It's like 4, 8, 12, like 24 bundles of bananas. Wow. It's huge. And so I've been, every day I've been taking my cookie sheets with my little non-stick sheets, and I've been putting the bananas on there, laying up next to each other. And then so I don't ruin my sheet, I take one of the really long frosting knives for when you frost cakes. Not like I've ever frosted a cake in my life, but it was a really cool knife. For like when I do my spreading out stuff, for when I do freeze drying and stuff. Anyway, so I took that because it doesn't have any sharp edges, and then I cut the bananas in little slices, and then I stick the whole tray in the freezer until they get hard, and at least 4 to 5 hours later, and then we bring them back out and we pop them off the tray and put them in Ziploc freezer bags and throw them back in the freezer. So I've got frozen bananas for days. And we use that to make nice cream by putting it in the blender with some blueberries or strawberries or mango or something like that, and just a little bit of water for more of a sorbet, or a little bit of plant seed milk if we want it to be creamier like ice cream, and we just blend it in the Vitamix. I have the one that has the damper so I can keep it pretty thick, and it's soft so you can turn the pitcher upside down and it won't fall out. But we've done that. I'm surprised. I thought we were going to want to do it every day, but we haven't. It's weird. And even my husband was commenting on this. We don't have the sugar cravings like we used to, where we had to watch TV and had to eat, you know, peanut M&Ms or chocolate covered almonds or some sort of a sweet treat. We had to have that. We don't have that anymore. And I think it's because we're getting the carbohydrate that our body needs through the starches, and we're not craving the false sugars and stuff. But so in this case here, we got a case of bananas, 2 big, huge bags of grapes. And I haven't had grapes in years. I have not purchased grapes because you've heard me talk about before that 1 grape is equal in sugar to 1 sugar cube. And if you take that grape and you turn it into a raisin and dry it, it becomes crystallized, which is like having 2 sugar cubes per grape. So each raisin is like having 2 sugar cubes. So I don't do it a lot, but this box came with these 2 big bags. And so I froze them too. I just popped them all off, put them on a tray and froze them, put them in the fridge. And we can grab 1, just 1, and just suck on it like a popsicle, and we're completely happy. I mean, this could last a year because there's so many grapes that 1 a day is not going to take forever, but it takes so long to suck it like a little popsicle that it's like a little sweet sugar popsicle treat. It also came with blueberries, an entire half a case of blueberries, which is 6 giant boxes of blueberries, and they're organic. Go figure that one. And then I told her no avocados, but she got me avocados anyways, because I think she got a case of avocados, so she was sharing them with me. But I got a huge pile of avocados too. So the 11 people who guessed pricing was Sam at $25, Kari $35, Karen $47, Carolyn $82, that I think was the highest, Amber $41, Renee $34.99, Christy $22, Gina $31, Julianne $20, Sandra Duran $65, and Nicole, the person who got the fruit for me, I told her she couldn't participate, so she just put so many bananas. She's trying to figure out what to do with her bananas too, so she hadn't thought of freezing them yet. So the actual cost was, the case of bananas was $5, and the other case with the blueberries, avocados, and grapes was $12. So we're talking a whopping $17 for all of that fruit. And so the closest one was Julianne at $20. So congratulations, Julianne, you're the winner. Yay! I was hoping her mom was going to be on the call today, Linda. Linda has been doing really good. Linda's not on Facebook, but Julianne's mom has been on the program now. What did she say? Let me go to her notes here just a second. Linda has been on the program for, hold that pose. Maybe she was telling me on our phone talk, but I want to say it's only been about a month and a half, maybe, well, it'd probably be 2 months. It'd be 2 months because I met her at the gun show a couple months ago, and we just had the gun show again. So just over 2 months. She's lost 20 pounds. She's lost like an enormous amount of inches. She's just been in shock over the amount of inches that she's lost. And she'd hit a plateau. And so I started going through with her yesterday all the different foods that she's been eating. And her culprit was she had incorporated back in occasionally, but more than once a week, vegan cheese and vegan butter. And so we taught her how to read the label again, like we do with the Jeff Novak, and it's 20% of the overall calories with a decimal point in the middle for the maximum fat grams. her fat grams on the vegan cheese was like 4 times the amount of approved. And then same thing with the butter and stuff like that. So we taught her how to read the labels again, so she's going to try. I'm anxious to report back on that. So, okay, so congratulations to Linda's daughter, Miss Julianne. I think I just said, yeah, Julianne. Did I do that right? Yeah, Julianne. So, and then our other contest, let me see if I can figure that one out, because Beth has not given us the tally, because every time you watch the videos like this or attend, you know, you 4 or you 3 get your name in it every week that you attend. So you have your name in there at least 4 times this month. And then anybody who watches and makes a comment in the bottom. So I checked Beth's messages and it doesn't have it there yet. So if she doesn't have time to do it, I'll go back and I'll look, and I'll have to post that on the group later. She's also the one that's been getting point reports, but not too many people have been doing the points. I think Gina's been still doing points, but most of the people are just doing their name on the contest thing. And so we'll pull a name out of the hat for that, for each of the months, each of the weeks you guys have been attending. So I'll have to get that to you later. But what else is new and exciting? What else do we need to cover and discuss today? Any questions, concerns, ideas, tips?
Let me show you this, because
Okay.
oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever.
Okay. Sugar-free. What did they sweeten it with?
It's ingredients are tomatoes, sweet green peppers, sweet red peppers, brown sugar, onions, tomato puree, green chili peppers, apples, blueberries, distilled vinegar, jalapeno peppers, salt, natural flavors, spices, and garlic and cilantro.
Wow. See, that's my kind of label. When you can read a label and actually know every single one of those foods and actually can picture yourself picking it up at your grocery market and making it yourself, you know that's a good recipe, because it's exactly. What did it do for salt? Did they add a lot of salt to that one?
So good though. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Let's see.
You got that at HEB?
No, I got it at Marshall's.
Marshall's. I'm gonna have to go hang out at Marshall's, but they have weird stuff and it's kind of random, right?
Yeah, it is.
You're gonna go back and buy some more while it's still there?
I think I am. Oh, I think it's a lot of sodium.
And you're gonna gift the jar to me because you love me?
240 milligrams.
40 milligrams?
Oh, 240.
What's the calories?
Calories are 15.
Okay, so that's still about 1/8 of a teaspoon. It's still not a lot, but per serving, that's how much sodium is in. How much? A teaspoon? A tablespoon?
2 tablespoons.
2
2
tablespoons, which is 6 teaspoons. So it's 3 to 1. So that's a good amount of salsa, and you'd still be less than 1/4 teaspoon of sodium. So if I were to go back here, hold on a second. Oh, come on. Do you just get so tired of your computer giving you all of these like games, like you're the 2 billionth Google search and you know it's a scam? Fill out these 20 surveys, buy 5 things and you might win? No, I mean, now I can't get it to go away. Okay, here we go, close all. All right, so I'm gonna go over here. Convert milligrams to 1/4 teaspoon.
You'll need to tell me again what the unit you'd like to convert to.
1/4 teaspoon of salt in grams.
Actually, that unit isn't available for conversion.
Oh, because it's weight to measurement. Okay, hold on a second. I know I've done this before. So a quarter teaspoon is 1.42 grams. What's the amount of grams? Or are you looking at micrograms? MG.
This is,
How many mg's in quarter teaspoon? This might be it. 1 milligram is approximately equal to 0.00002 teaspoons. It's minute. A mere 1 teaspoon of granulated salt contains, okay, here's one. So a full teaspoon is 2325. So if you've only got 400, right? 420?
are you talking to me?
Yeah, what was the sodium?
240.
240.
It's again, it's going to be hardly nothing because
Good,
the
'cause I
entire
It's
teaspoon,
half the bottle.
kind of like I did today. So I made Spanish rice last night, refried beans, and homemade chips, cutting up the corn tortillas and putting them in the air fryer. And I had taken the rice cooker and put the rice and water in there, and then I dumped in like 2 cups of salsa and cooked it in there and made it Spanish rice. So that was my pre-Cinco de Mayo meal last night. And our refried beans are nothing but smashed pinto beans. So there's nothing in them except cooked pinto beans. So yes, I do a lot of salsa. And in fact, today when I had it cold for breakfast during my previous call, I poured some more salsa on top of that. So, okay, all right. Anything else new? I know last week we were all hail to the stretchy mozzarella cheese. Did anybody try it with the cauliflower?
I was thinking about trying it tonight, but I guess I have to look at a recipe again. Do you steam the cauliflower and then blend it
Yes.
with all the
So-
other stuff?
Yeah, so steam it and then put it in the blender. I put the garlic powder, onion powder. I didn't even put the nutritional yeast in mine. I did put a little bit of salt, about a half a teaspoon, because cheese is salty and without it, it tasted really flat. But my son, the professional chef, was here and he said it needed a little bit of bitter. So he suggested either just a little bit of vinegar or a little bit of mustard or a little bit of lemon or lime to acid to offset it a little bit. And that made it even better. The next time I made it, I put just a little bit of lime with it. And I might try it next time with just a squirt of vinegar or something.
Yeah, I was gonna see if it could go on maybe on a pizza, or would be too runny for that.
No, it's
Yeah.
stretchy. I
It's
mean,
really stretchy.
it
Okay.
literally was stretchy enough that you'd have to probably plunk it and push it around, right, Gina? It's not
Yeah.
it's not like you're gonna pour it on it and it's gonna like ooze over
Yeah.
you know, you'd have to push it around a little bit, but it would be perfect on pizza. Yeah, and then the next day you saw I posted another video of it cold because I thought it was going to be like when I do the potato and carrot cheese recipe and it gets like solid and you can stick the spoon in there and pull it out and it's on your fork because it's so thick. This one was still stretchy and movable, cold in the jar the next day. It like maintained its texture. So that blew my mind away. The benefit of the tapioca starch. Now at our grocery store, it's actually sold as tapioca flour. And then in little tiny letters above that, it said also known as tapioca starch. So I thought my husband brought home the wrong thing, which he has a tendency to do. Hold on a second. He has a tendency that when you send him to the grocery store to get one thing, he finds everything that looks like or rhymes with that and brings home all of them just in case I needed all of them. So I have to be very specific. I want one only. If it's the wrong one, it's okay. Don't buy all of them just to be sure. But so he brought it home and it had the flour on there. And I thought, well, at least he only brought home one. But then he says, no, it's starch. See, he actually read it and the little tiny word said also known as tapioca starch. So yay, hubby. He did it. Hubby Pants did it right. So anywho, Did you guys hear my ringtone? It's one of my grandkids saying hi. I got that recorded forever. I'm going to play that at her wedding. Yes, I will. So, okay. Well, we've gone almost an hour here. You got some more questions?
I just think it would be nice to have a husband say, well, I got this and this and this and this, because none of them was what you actually wanted, but I just want to make sure, instead of, nope, they didn't have it.
And then he comes home with nada, right? Not a thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's-
Yep. Let's see, on the call this morning, which is the alumni from the graduating classes of Dr. McDougall's program, they were talking about a show talking also about dairy. And I was trying to take some notes on there. I could go back and look at it. But there was a couple of different things. They also referred back again to Dr. L-cysteine and his no oil, I mean, adamantly no oil. There's another doctor that is popular on Facebook, on YouTube also. And he's new to me, but today they were talking about him quite favorably. And he too is talking about the detriments of oil. So I think that's going to have to be my pinky promise focus this week, is not doing the oil, because it sneaks in. It just sneaks into weird things. And you're thinking, it's a little oil. Well, a little oil is not letting the scale go in the right direction. So, and then being, sedentary like I've had to be pretty much because of this stupid knee issue. I need all the help I can get, because I've got to get more weight off before we go on our big trip this summer. And I don't want to be miserable and having to wear a brace and stuff. So I'm hoping this is going to shake itself out here in the next few weeks. I would like to say days, but it's been going on 3 weeks now, and it's just not getting better. It's getting worse. So anywho, if anybody has any life experience with torn meniscus. And
I had a torn meniscus. Remember, Dr. Hassel repaired mine.
Oh, he did. What did he have to do?
I don't know, surgery.
Oh, joy. Maybe he can go through my mouth and scrape some fat out on the way down to my knee. I don't know, maybe.
He took out a lot of, he took out the tear, and he took out a lot of arthritis that was there.
Okay, so he scraped it, cleaned up the scar tissue. Interesting. Yeah. And you felt better afterwards?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I had to go back to work pretty much immediately, even though I was supposed to be off for 6 to 8 weeks or whatever. But, it's like, I got to work, this was, before John. And so when I was working at the bakery, and the girls it was summertime, so the girls were there at the bakery with me, helping. So,
gotcha. Speaking of summer, summertime makes me think of Summer. How's she doing?
She quit.
She's off already?
Yeah.
Is she trying and it's just an occasional oops, or is she off?
No, she's like, nope, I can't do this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It lasted a week, and that was that.
Wow. So, she didn't lose 20 pounds in the first week, so it was over, one and done. Pretty much. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
it's because it was fucking with my body. I'm sorry.
Okay. Did y'all hear that?
What was that, Summer?
Because she could hear, because I have a small house. She came out and said because it was effing with her body, that's why she quit.
Oh, okay.
It actually affected her completely opposite of what it did to me, where she became basically constipated.
Constant headaches,
constant stomach aches. Her mood was effed.
How was your hydration though, Summer?
Hydration. Were you drinking lots of water?
Were you having water, or did you have any sodas in there?
No, I didn't have any soda.
No
I was
sodas.
drinking more water than I usually do.
She was drinking more water than she usually does, but it still wasn't
Okay.
enough. But
Yeah, when you
yeah,
go from a meat diet to a high fiber diet like this, you have to really make sure that you've got enough water in there. And for her body size, she would have needed at least, you know, a tall glass, like the bottle size shapes, but you know, like what, about 16 ounces. Solo cup size, she would have needed one of those a minimum of every 2 hours.
yeah,
So, okay.
yeah. It did not work well for her.
Mhm.
And
Even Zach was like, dude, you're off. I was like, yeah.
she just became hangry.
No, it wasn't even that. I would get sick when I would eat, and I would get really like annoyed because the food would just no.
It annoyed her.
Did you do things that were like very satiating, like mashed potatoes with the gluten-free gravy or anything like that? They were just or mac and cheese made with the good cheese, or, you know, stuff like that, like the stretchy cheese or anything like that? Because that's kind of like a new obsession for me, is the mac and cheese with that cheesy, stretchy sauce that Gina introduced us to. I'm kind of obsessed with it right now, which might be part of the weight problem because I don't lose weight when I'm eating pasta. So, but I think I might try it with the mashed potatoes. I could eat mashed potatoes and by themselves. We've been eating mashed potatoes kind of like we used to eat ice cream. It's really weird. We're like these two weird people sitting there with a mug of mashed potatoes instead of ice cream at nighttime. Pretty funny. So, but
No,
mashed potatoes and gravy was a go-to for me when I was adjusting, because it's like, okay, what's this? I need to feel full, but I want to have something totally I shouldn't think I should be having. And I was doing good with the mashed potatoes or the mashed potato pizza crust.
Summer just said the reason she was getting upset and all that is because she was
My
not.
estrogen levels completely changed.
Her estrogen levels completely changed because she wasn't getting any fat.
Because fats are a huge factor in estrogen levels.
Because
And she had her estrogen levels measured where?
I wasn't even discharging, Mom.
You're not supposed to.
Yes, you are.
Gross. No, you're not. That's
Talk to my lady doctor, because yes. I'm
Discharge
sorry.
what? From your breasts?
No, God,
no.
no.
Wow, this just went to a different level of medical consultations.
No, not from her breast, but
Okay.
I don't even
Now,
want
if you're discharging between your cycle, gooey stuff, that's yeast. We don't want to have that.
That's not normal.
Mm-mm.
And according to her gynecologist, that's normal.
Yeah, so Summer, I'll do you a favor. I'll do a little research on my end and see if I can come up with some solutions. But under the microscope, if you come in and got your blood done, girlfriend, you would see how your blood cells are forming. And when you see that your blood cells improve in shape and color and function and mobility, when you eat a more plant-based diet, it's an eye-opener. It really is. But I can look at somebody's blood and tell them how much meat and dairy they're eating just by the color of the crystals and the formation of the cells. So you're welcome to come in. Your mom's brought other people in. Nana's brought in your sister, Tabitha. She's been in. So your mom is.
She went back to work.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, that's she did get very
Moody?
very, very moody.
Was she
and stuff.
hungry? Was she not eating enough? Look, I have collarbones. Did you see that?
And she was eating what I eat, which is not that.
You okay?
So she sent me it doesn't show, does it? Because it's too light. Yeah. According to Google.
Dr. Google, my favorite not doctor. Okay.
the fluid flows out of the vagina each day, cleansing old cells that have lined the vagina. This is a completely natural process. It's your body's way of keeping
it's
your
not
body's
cause
way of
for
keeping
eating
your
meat
vagina
and
clean.
dairy. It's not cause for eating meat and dairy. That would be just the opposite effect, but okay.
No, she wants this to happen daily because that's her normal.
And her doctor said that she would get that if she ate meat and dairy every day.
Well, it stopped happening when she was eating our way.
Interesting. So I've had a hysterectomy and I have no problem with that, but it's not white, it's clear. Am I the only one? Okay. So, all right. We'll have to do some more research for summer. Caroline's laughing her head off up there. Okay.
Ever did I have discharge daily. I mean, if I had discharge, I was like, oh, time to go to the doctor.
See,
Because
I don't call it discharge. I call it, for lack of a better word, lubrication.
Cervical fluid. Yeah.
Thank you.
cervical
There we
fluid.
go.
Yeah,
Yes.
you usually have heavier when you're ovulating and so on like that. That's how you know whether you're ovulating or not, if you're following like natural family planning and stuff like that.
Right.
Check your cervical fluid and your body temperature and all that. So, I mean, some of that's normal, but
That's your
every day,
attraction scent.
yeah, your pheromones, but every day doesn't sound normal.
We're gonna have to put, cautionary disclaimer on today's topic, but all right, well, cool.
Crazy.
All right, well, I would not have stopped after a week. Can you hear me, Summer? I would not have stopped after a week because that's not enough time for your body to adjust anything. And it could be possibly stop because her body's like going, hey, you're giving me something good, let me adjust, but I would not have quit after a week for sure. If I'd quit after a week, we wouldn't be having these conversations because I wouldn't have lost 17 pounds the first month and gone, whoa, what was that, and kept going, so let's see what else.
My weight loss has I'm still going up, down, the same 3 pounds. And it's like, I think it's like a week ago, I was like, oh, I'm right there. I'm at, I think it was like 140.8. So I was like, tomorrow I might, hit the, 139, yay. And well, now I'm back up to the oh shoot. And I didn't take a picture today and I just ate crap.
Too late. Have to get it tomorrow.
But
But
yeah, back up to the 142 or what I think 141.8 or 142.3 and then 144 and it just goes, and so I go up to the 142.5 ish and then go down to 141 and then just.
So maybe your pinky promise this week is going to be what you mention almost every week, and that's the little cheats, the bite off of John's plate, kind of thing.
No. I because of that being so close, I haven't been cheating.
Okay.
Because it's like, okay, yay, because I want to get to the 130s.
It's like Gina keeps saying, why are you not in the 100s yet? Why are you not in Wonderland yet? It's like I'm asking the same damn question. I really am. So yes, I need to bust that level there, and I really want to do that before our trip. So I've got about 6 weeks, and if I could lose that extra 10 pounds, it would throw me into Wonderland before I go. So 10 pounds in 6 weeks is not unreasonable of a request. So not being able to move, but that was the other thing. So there are these little 4-minute nitric oxide exercise videos that, let me see if I can find it here. Hold on, I'm going to shrink this for a second. I'm going to go over here to my YouTube and go to my history. I'm going to post it up here in the blog for you, but history. No oil, 4-minute video by Dr. L-cysteine, 4-minute nitric oxide workout by Dr. Zach Bush. So let me get the little link from there. And we're gonna get the share button, copy. Gonna go back over here, open this big, go to the chat screen. And everyone, I'm gonna post this in here. I haven't watched it, but it was referred to us in the McDougall chat we were having earlier this morning. It's only 4 minutes and it's actually got stuff you can do in your chair. So I've got to get out my weights and do stuff because I have got to get rid of the bat wings and a few other things. So, okay.
I was going to tell you, you know, just because your knee is messed up, you can still exercise. You can lay there and do
Isometrics.
leg lifts, and yes, lots of things that you can do
Yes.
while sitting.
Yes, I just need to do them. So that's my goal this week. No fat and move my upper body if I can't move my lower body. So the really stupid thing about this whole injury is if I'm sitting in a chair like I'm sitting here and my knees are bent right now, it's so happy right now. It doesn't feel like I got a care in the world. But as soon as I stand up and stretch that, I'm going to be like hanging on to the desk again like it was a minute ago. Or if I'm laying flat and my leg is straight or elevated in the reclining chair, I'm great. But as soon as I stand up, again, as soon as I bend that, there's like this halfway between the 45 and 90 that causes so much pain. And I walk with a cane just for a little bit. It's like I have to go about 20 feet, or 20 steps, and then I'm good to go. So then I look like, Gordon B. Hinckley when he's running around waving with his cane in his hand and telling people his doctor told him he had to carry a cane. He didn't tell him he had to use it. That's what I feel like at that point. So anyhow, I was just looking here at this pile of books that I've got sitting here next to the desk that I just, it's like I'm obsessed. My boys, they'll talk about movies and they'll talk about this and they'll talk like that. They have all these like fantasy and fun things that they talk about when they're together. And I'm sitting there quoting things out of McDougall, and whole body vibration and nitric oxide and hormones and all these other like health books that I'm surrounded by. It's like, I must be a very boring person. So that's why I don't carry the conversations when the boys are home. So, all right, guys. Well, it's 1:21 and I have a client at the clinic this afternoon, so I'm going to have to head in. But if anybody has any other questions, raise your hand. Any other concerns? Okay. All right. Again, congratulations to Julianne, our produce box price closest winner this week, our $17 box. And we will announce the winner when I get a hold of Beth and see who was in the drawing. Okay. All right. Yay. Talk to you guys soon. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Next week. Good luck.